coming out in just the past couple of hours that North Korea has launched a suspected long-range missile days before the U.S. election. The White House characterized the weapon as an intercontinental ballistic missile, which the reclusive nuclear-armed state has not tested since December. And we're hearing it was their most successful launch so far. This coming out just a couple of hours ago today, October the 30th, 2024. And take a look. It says North Korea test-fired a suspected long-range ballistic missile that is designed to strike the continent of the United States. Its neighbors said on Thursday, days before the U.S. presidential election. Now, I'm going to give you all the details on this, but it's spreading all across the news media outlets as we're hearing that North Korea has launched a ballistic missile designed with ranges to hit the United States specifically. North Korea launches missiles towards the Sea of Japan in the longest attempt so far. They're saying this was very successful on behalf of North Korea compared to what we've seen in the past, and a lot of people are saying, speculating, and let me know if you agree, that this could be because of the alliance that has now been formed between North Korea and Russia. Russia providing information technology to North Korea, and now we have seen them with an extremely successful launch.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. Right? This just happened yesterday. North Korea is they're preparing for war. In which they have pretty much somewhat declared war, but war isn't officially declared until troops are on the ground and war is active. And then you get they'll actually say it again on the news. But North Korea's been saying they declare war on America for a little while now. But sooner or later things are going to get started, man, because it's a part of the Lord's plan. Who you call God, Jehovah, all right, the Father of the universe, whose name is Yahweh. And we say his name in the name of his son, which is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai being the son of the Most High God's only begotten son, who came and died for the nation of Israel, not the entire planet. All right. But these are signs of his coming, man. There will be war and rumors of wars, man. And ultimately it's going to end with a nuclear war. As a matter of fact, because Yahweh Shai said, he said the kingdom of heaven cometh not by observation, man. All right. Basically, it's just gonna be one day we're just gonna be in it. All right, Esau's gonna come up with a plan to start this order at KO, and which I feel like it's gonna be easy to blame these nations that's been getting on his nerves, as well as it's gonna, help him get some type of what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say, for lack of better words, hoorah, to get the Patriots active, to make them more active in what's about to come. Even though more of them have grown towards what they call conspiracy theory, and understand that they're not really fighting for their country, man. They're fighting for a corporation that enacts its laws under the guidance of the elites who has the most money in the world. All right, but this is Matthew chapter 24. Verse 4, it says, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And we've had many that have come, that have said these things. You had many false prophets, especially in these past few days. And some will even say that they are the Most High, that they're the Son of the Most High. All right, they'll say they might use the word Jesus or Christ, but then some of them will actually even say that they are Yahweh Shai, man. You got guys the Most High is going to destroy with that mindset, showing you that we're at the end. All right, and then that's also another thing that's in the world that I did not I tell you. You got a bunch of bug outs that they kind of believe in Kemet, but then they believe in a whole bunch of other stuff. And Anunnaki, they even mix the Bible with it, and they'll say that I am God, and they'll understand what the scriptures are talking about. All right, yeah, we are smaller pieces that belong to a higher power. All right, but at the same time, there is a consciousness of the Most High that is like our consciousness. All right, we're mimicked after the Most High, man, and we're all connected to Him, like everything else is. But there is one ultimate God being, and then that God being had a son. who is under him that controls everything. All right. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get back to the topic at hand. All right. Uh, verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So yeah, hey, the end has to come through this violence that the Most High is stirring up through these other nations, man. All right. Likewise, as we fell away in our time, because Yahweh Shai speaks about that in this chapter, and Paul quoted it. But the same thing is that this chaos has to happen. There is no other way around it. One is written, ultimately is written. That's the ultimate reason. And then two, the judgments. All right. But it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. So there is a famine coming, in which, they had the spook scare of that with the port shutting down. Not to mention that all these foreclosures and these mergers, just to keep this place afloat, that's not going to really much do anything. But guess what? The prices of food are looking as though they're going up because the dollar's crashing. And then you had, what was it? Was it North Korea talking about joining BRICS? All right, joining the BRICS Corporation, joining the BRICS, Salaki, the BRICS Bank. All right, and which that bank is still weak, because they still have to go under the dollar. All these currencies are under the dollar. It's like they're attached to the dollar. That's their God being. But the thing is that they can't get away from it, even though they want to. That's the reason why they're trying to set up their own banks, man. But the way that all these bank systems are set up are under a international bank corporation, which ultimately still goes back to the elites, you know. So there is no way around this, man. The only thing is that after this, we understand that why certain things are going to occur, because like I had mentioned with this nuke testing, uh, I feel like he could use this because he has pocket nukes, and then what would that do? If he had enough pocket nukes that could blow out the power systems in America, and he could just use it, whatever to say that that's what happened. He was already preparing people for going without power and not having so much power. But sooner or later, yes, there's not going to be any internet, and there's not going to be any electricity to power all your devices or your essentials, man, that you need in your house. Sooner or later, this is all going to come to pass. All right. Not to mention, you just had an earthquake, and more recent than that, what's like that was actually the most recent. But just not too long ago, we were just getting out of hurricanes, man. They're still and they're still wild, bugged out, bizarre weather patterns going on the East Coast right now, man. But the thing that just took out, North Carolina and parts of the East Coast was that damn hurricane, Helene and Milton, and you got a few other ones that's circling around in the Atlantic area. Uh, but it reads on, and it says, uh, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows." So we're in the beginning of sorrows because the war has not been officially declared, man, and we are coming into a famine. All right, and there are earthquakes going on in diverse places, man. All right, tsunamis as well. They're basically like underwater earthquakes, man, or you can even call that whirlwinds or the tempest. Storms. The Most High is creating these storms, man. Yeah, this is Isaiah 29:6. And thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And ultimately, like I said, that devouring fire is going to be the nuclear missiles, man. All right? Because Yahweh Shai himself, both of them are spirits in devouring fire, but they're also going to send a fire to devour this place, man.
Breaking news coming out that it looks like the adversaries of the United States are unifying. Let's take a look at the latest headlines with me. What is Russia and Iran cooking up in their recent flurry of high-level meetings, as we're hearing that the other nations, the adversaries of the United States, they are unifying against the U.S., and a lot of people are saying this is preparing us for World War III. Now, take a look at this. As North Korea, Iran, and China support Russia's war, is a new axis emerging? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that there is a new axis against the United States that is emerging at this time between North Korea,
So,
Iran, China, and Russia? Yes or no? Drop those thoughts in the comments and take a look. We just heard, just in the past 48 hours, I shared this with you earlier today, that there are no new limits on Ukraine's use of U.S. arms. We are hearing that the United States is saying Ukraine can use our weapons however they see necessary if North Korea joins Russia's fight, the Pentagon says, and we're hearing that there has been confirmation now that those troops, they have been sent over to Russia. North Korean troops sent to Russia to fight against Ukraine. They are training there, and the United States is warning, if this happens, we will then we'll say, go ahead and use those long-range missiles however you see fit. Now, I also shared with you that this was a warning that had come out from Russia. Back in August, we saw that Russia warned the United States of the risk.
all right. And it's funny he used that word that the enemies of the United States are unifying. All right, this is Obadiah uh chapter 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And that bread, like I said, they were all dealing with that dollar, and now they're sick and tired of it, man. All right, which that's ultimately gonna when these nations get from under that, that's gonna make all these currencies fail, and they're gonna have no choice but to go and rush to a nuclear system. All right, but once again, let's get back on that phrase that he used, man. Iran and Russia, what he said, the adversaries of America are unifying, man. This is Joel chapter 3, uh verse 11. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is how you say Jehoshaphat in the actual Hebrew tongue, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right. So this is a part of prophecy, man. That the enemies of the most of America are going to unify together, and the Most High is going to use them to destroy America. All right. Put ye the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, and the fats overflow. For their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision, which that's the Lord's judgment. That's going to be over there in the Middle East, man. So, like I said, active war is going to require that all these nations, they have boots on the ground. They have militarized boots on the ground, man. All right, and which is going to sooner or later there will be a draft for it. Mm. I'm gonna get a couple scriptures. I like this one right here, but this is Jeremiah chapter 50. I'm gonna start at verse 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, which Chaldea, the land of the Chaldeans, is Babylon, land of the warlocks and witches. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. So all that's gonna bring this place down, amen. The Lord said it's gonna satisfy those nations. You know, they're gonna be happy when they get their vengeance on America, you know, for what it's done to them over the years and the decades, man. All right. And it said in the century, all right, verse 11, it says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, oh, you destroyers of mine heritage. Right, because the so-called white man was glad when he brought down the so-called Native American man and said that we stole this land fair and square, or that he put hell on the Hispanics, all right? You know, or that he enslaved the so-called black man of the of the transatlantic slave trade. All right, he's proud of those things. You know, that's why I said shameful spewing shall be on his glory, because at one point in time he used to love to brag about these things that he's gotten, but now that it's not making him look so good, he wants to get away from that light. He calls a critical race facts, critical race theory, you know, because it's critical. So he doesn't want to deal with it. But hey, and that's the right wing. The right wing loves to be non-PC until it comes to things like that, you know, showing you that this whole bird that you go by is retarded, you know, because both of them have a point when it comes to their wickedness. And they call each other out on it, man. Like an FBI agent calling out a police officer. They hate each other, man. Even though y'all supposed to be a part of the same system. Uh, It says, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. It's just talking about, you know, cows or whatever, the female cow and the male cow, that you've grown full in this society. So you were able to beckon this at one point in time. And that's the type of greatness that you think that Trump is going to get you back to. Trump is not going to save you Edomites, man. No more than Kamala is going to save them niggas. You're both at odds against each other, and they're both controlled opposition to keep you at odds against each other, man. Verse 12, it says, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert. And that's what's going to happen to this place sooner rather than later. You know, like it says in that Joel, I'm going to get it in the second chapter, man. You know, it was as the Garden of Eden. I mean, it was thriving. It was still a land. It looked like it was vegetation there. And then behind it, a desolate wilderness, because there's not going to be anything left after those missiles and the chariots of the Most High burn this place to dust. All right. Verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. That's how we know that this is talking about this new Babylon, because in the Middle East, people still go over there, man. It's Saudi Arabia, you know. So, like, yeah, I think it's either Saudi Arabia or Iraq, but people are still over there. That's the point. Um, the rest of verse 13. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hesed all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shot against her round about, she hath given her hand, and that's what those rockets and those different types of missiles are gonna do. They're gonna let out sounds, and they're gonna shout against this place, man. All right. Uh, 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 all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shot against her round about, she hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. for it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as she hath done, do unto her. And hey, if I'm not mistaken, that's even a prayer of Jeremiah, man. You know, in the book of Lamentations. Yeah, this is Lamentations 1:21. They have heard that I sigh. It's talking about the nations, man. They hiss, they wag their head. They know that we're in groaning in this society. They even sling mud at each other about each other's citizens, man. Well, look what you guys are doing to the so-called Negro, but you not helping. You didn't want to shut up that out until Jake became more aware, because all these nations knew about the atrocities being done to Jake, man. You know, it's just like everybody knew that cops, used to beat on Jake before it got recorded with the Rodney King. But it's just the recording and having people face the music and look at it. Now they want to act brand new, but they know that these things occur, and there's still no justice for it. But the Most High is about to bring that justice. They have heard that I sighed; there is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me. For all my transgressions, for my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. So the Lord is going to multiply their sighs and make their hearts faint, man. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. And it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, carry thee into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So we see the transition of these things happening, and nothing's going to stop it. Nothing can stop it when it was us. Nothing can speak against it when it was us. So now that these things are coming to pass against the heathen, we're not speaking against them. We be speaking against the Most High, man. And y'all can do that and see what becomes of that. All right? This is Jeremiah 51 and 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Meaning they've gone crazy on this wine. Now they're getting the bitter end of it. And it says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Help her. Take balm for her pain, and so she may be healed. Because right now this place is on it's basically on that rule of uh uh, uh who has power of attorney. Because this place is about to be unplugged. It's on life support right now at this point. And the Lord is going to send those nations and his angels to end the rest of this place, man. All right? Because like I said, we're in the beginning of sorrows, but it's about to increase. The Lord's just going to hit this place with plague after plague after plague until he's finally done with it. And he burns it up. All right? This is Jeremiah 51, verse 48. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come upon her from the north, saith the Lord Yahweh. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. All right? Yeah, it's going to come up even to the horse's bridle, man. That's the judgment that the Lord is bringing. Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 14, verse 17. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in the sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse bridles by the space of 1,600 furlongs. All right. So hey, that's giving you the height of a horse, man. And it's damn, I wish I could have had the image of it, but they showed you a horse from like it was like the early 1900s. Might have been like I'll say between like 18 1880 to like 1920 is when this horse had to be around, you know. But that horse was big as hell, man. You know, it was buff as hell too. The neck was thick. You know, the body was huge, man. You know, so just imagine, you know, because this ain't just talking about America, but it is mostly talking about America, because it says that the slain of the earth shall the slain shall be from even from one end of the earth even unto the other. You know, that's how much judgment the Most High is about to Yahweh Shai is about to put down. Because, like it says, you know, he's going to come in what appears as a white garment, and then he's going to fill it with blood. You know, which is symbolic that he's not going to actually be covered in blood; that would be unclean. What he's going to actually do is he's going to do so much destroying to the wicked that he's going to come in clean. He's going to leave out covered in blood. That's it. You know, not physically. You know, the death toll is gonna be physical, but no, he's not gonna actually have on a white garment and come down with this fire sword and start slaying. Not that he couldn't start doing that, but that's not what that means. You know, the Lord's gonna literally come in and he's gonna deliver his elect, and he's gonna proceed to his plan of conquering. You know, he went forth to conquer and to conquer, man. All right, which Yahushua already conquered everything when he laid his life down 2,000 years ago. We're just seeing it all play out now. But with that, you know, hopefully this has been edifying, man. Sooner rather than later, there is going to be a world war currency. There is going to be a World War III. All right. Well, like I said, I believe that the U.S. is going to use these nations for whatever crisis that they're going to establish, man. And I do believe that they might use a pocket nuke, destroy a whole. It's going to be something dramatic to where it's going to. We're going to have to go to war now, because now you can't say anything. Now we have to go to war. And I feel like they might do something as big as putting pockets like it, pocket nukes around the U.S., man. Like that's just me speaking as a man. I know that they have the technology to do that, or they could just shut some shit down and things go haywire. You know, just like what was that movie called? This is the end or something. What the movie with Mahershala Ali? How you say that guy's name, man? And and Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts in that movie. Yeah, you know, we see the couple events from that movie actually come to pass, man. Far as the cyber attacks, which is all this happened this year, you know, cyber attacks and these boats crashing into major bridges, man. All right, we know that this guy, you know, he tells you what he plans to do before he does it. It's not that there's some spiritual guide. Well, there is a spiritual guide working with the substances. It's a witch. You know, we know that they do everything by their media and witchcraft, in which the word media goes back to medium. A medium is somewhat of a psychic, man. You know, someone who deals with familiar spirits and things like that. All right, but sooner rather than later, we know that all these things are going to happen, and it's just going to be that way one day. We're putting our so we stirring up your pure minds by way of remembrance to remember that the Lord is about to bring hell to this place, man, like He did to Egypt. So hey, stay locked and loaded. Arm your minds against the adversary, and keep your mind subject unto the prayers of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai daily, you know, let the Lord be with us in these times. So we're going to end this lesson off. I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom, and Abba Ball.